It's the kind of news that silences even the noisiest corners of the internet. In a world obsessed with viral content and constant updates, few stories hit as hard as this one. Sophia Hutchins, known to many as Caitlyn Jenner's close confidante, business partner, and manager, has tragically passed away. The news came suddenly, unanticipated, and deeply heartbreaking, not just for those who knew her personally, but for an entire community who admired her strength, her ambition, and the quiet yet powerful way she navigated fame. As tributes pour in from celebrities, activists, and fans alike, many are asking, who really was Sophia Hutchins beyond the headlines? What was her role in Caitlyn Jenner's life? And how did her tragic passing unfold so suddenly in 2025? This is a tribute, a reflection, and a reminder of the profound impact Sophia Hutchins had on Hollywood, on LGBTQ visibility, and on everyone who watched her story unfold. A quiet force in the spotlight, Sophia Hutchins was never someone who chased attention for the sake of it. Though closely tied to Caitlyn Jenner and often appearing on red carpets and talk shows, Sophia carefully crafted a presence that was more about business advocacy and intelligence than celebrity gossip. Born in Bellevue, Washington in 1996, Sophia was a standout student. She studied at Pepperdine University in Malibu, where she majored in economics and finance, two things that would shape the next chapter of her life. What most people didn't know was that she was also navigating her gender transition during this time, facing immense internal and societal pressure. But Sophia did it with grace. She came out publicly in her early 20s, inspired in part by Caitlyn Jenner's own very public transition. What started as inspiration soon turned into mentorship, and eventually a partnership that would define both of their lives. Her relationship with Caitlyn Jenner. More than rumors, from the beginning, the media was obsessed with labeling Sophia and Caitlyn's relationship. Were they dating? Were they roommates? Business partners? Life companions? The truth is, their bond didn't fit into Hollywood's usual labels. Sophia became Caitlyn's manager, yes, but also her closest advisor, a guiding force, and at times, her emotional anchor. They met shortly after Caitlyn's groundbreaking Vanity Fair cover in 2015 and grew close over the years. By 2018, Sophia had moved into Caitlyn's Malibu home, and they were inseparable. Sophia helped Caitlyn navigate her post-transition life, both personally and professionally, while Caitlyn offered Sophia a platform, a partnership, and her trust. But Sophia wasn't in Caitlyn's shadow. In fact, she redefined what it meant to be a celebrity manager. She secured deals, negotiated brand partnerships, handled media strategies, and quietly shaped Caitlyn's second act in the spotlight. Their connection was real, raw, and beyond superficial Hollywood partnerships. They were family. And now, with Sophia gone, Caitlyn is left mourning more than just a colleague. She's lost a sister, a protector, and a friend. Businesswoman, CEO, advocate, Sophia didn't just stay behind the scenes, she was a trailblazer in her own right. In 2019, she launched Malibu, a tech-driven sunscreen company focused on skincare protection for all genders and skin tones. The brand quickly made waves for its minimalist packaging, reef-safe ingredients, and UV sensor packaging that alerted users when to reapply. The idea came to Sophia after watching her peers ignore sun safety, especially in the LGBTQ+ community, where skincare is both a cultural ritual and a necessity. She wanted to merge wellness and tech, and Lumazol became a symbol of innovation done right. She was also a fierce advocate for trans visibility in business. She often spoke about the double standards trans women face in the corporate world and made it her mission to break through barriers, not with anger, but with elegance and performance. In interviews, Sophia once said, "I never wanted to be known just as a trans woman. I wanted to be known as a woman who built something, led something, and helped someone." And she did exactly that. The tragic news breaks. On July 4th, 2025, the entertainment world was rocked by unexpected news. Sophia Hutchins had passed away at the age of 29. Her team confirmed her death in a short but emotional statement, asking for privacy and honoring her life as a beacon of light, determination, and love. The exact cause of death has not been fully disclosed to the public, though early reports suggest it was a medical emergency that occurred at her Los Angeles residence. Emergency services were called around 3:20 a.m., and despite efforts to revive her, she was pronounced dead at the scene. As tributes began to flood in, the shock turned to grief. Celebrities like Kris Jenner, Kylie Jenner, and Laverne Cox posted emotional messages about the impact Sophia had. not just as a professional, but as a human being who brought grace to every room she entered. Caitlyn Jenner's reaction. A heartbreaking goodbye, perhaps the most heart-wrenching moment came when Caitlyn Jenner broke her silence the next day, posting a photo of the two of them laughing on a Malibu cliffside. Caitlyn wrote, "She wasn't just my manager. She was my rock, my guiding light, and one of the kindest souls I've ever known. I don't know how I'll move forward without her." Sources close to Caitlyn say she's absolutely shattered and has canceled all public appearances indefinitely. She's spending time with family, mourning in private, and reportedly planning a private memorial to celebrate Sophia's life. For Caitlyn, Sophia wasn't just someone who handled contracts or set up interviews. She was a constant, a daily presence, someone who believed in her when the world didn't. The legacy she leaves behind, though her time was cut painfully short, Sophia Hutchins left behind a legacy that will endure. She shattered expectations at every turn. As a young trans woman in Hollywood and corporate America, she made it clear that intelligence and identity can coexist. That being feminine doesn't mean being fragile. That quiet power is still power. She mentored young trans professionals behind the scenes, helped launch LGBTQ scholarships, and worked closely with the Trevor Project to expand mental health resources for queer youth. Many of her philanthropic efforts were never publicized because she didn't do it for the attention. She did it to make real change. As the tributes pour in, one thing is clear: Sophia touched lives deeply, quietly, permanently. Public reactions, fans, friends, and a community in mourning across the internet. Fans have been flooding comment sections and social media with love and remembrance. Some are writing about how Sophia gave them hope, how she made them feel seen, how she represented trans femininity in a way that was empowering, elegant, and real. A fan wrote, "I came out because I saw Sophia being herself, calm, classy, and powerful. She made me feel like there was a future for people like me." Celebrities, influencers, and activists have held candlelight vigils in LA, New York, and Miami with rainbow-colored lanterns and photos of Sophia smiling under the stars. From high fashion models to tech entrepreneurs, people across industries are sharing the same message: Sophia Hutchins mattered. Why her passing hits so hard right now? Sophia's passing isn't just tragic. It feels symbolic. In a time when LGBTQ rights are again being debated, when visibility is both vital and risky, we've lost someone who embodied the future. She wasn't loud, but she was firm. She didn't chase headlines, but she shaped them. She stood for elegance, grace, and the belief that being different doesn't mean being less. Losing Sophia is losing a role model who showed that it's okay to live on your own terms, even in an industry that tries to box you in. Her death is a reminder of how fragile life is, especially for young people who carry the weight of visibility, expectations, and public scrutiny every day. Moving forward, honoring her life, Caitlyn Jenner's team has announced plans to launch the Sophia Hutchins Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to advancing opportunities for transgender professionals in business, tech, and entertainment. A memorial service is set to take place next month, with close friends and family expected to speak, including Pepperdine alumni and LGBTQ leaders. The foundation will offer grants, mentorship, and wellness resources, aiming to keep Sophia's vision alive, to help young people rise beyond their labels, to be seen as leaders, not headlines. And that's how we honor her, by continuing the work she started. Sophia Hutchins wasn't just Caitlyn Jenner's manager. She was a visionary, a leader, a protector, and a light in an industry that often forgets to nurture its brightest stars. She showed us what resilience looks like in heels, what innovation looks like in silence, and what grace looks like in a world that rarely offers it back. Her passing is a heartbreaking loss, but her legacy, that's forever. So if you were touched by her story, inspired by her strength, or just want to be part of honoring her memory, share this video, leave a message in the comments, and remember, we rise by lifting others. And Sophia did just that. Rest in power, Sophia. You will never be forgotten.